Here's where things get creepy. There's a strange pattern that sometimes happens during murder cases. Experts say that a lot of killers, as many as 90% in some studies, actually show up to their victim's funeral. Why? Some go to act normal and avoid suspicion. Others go just to see who's talking or even to feel power over what they did. Police have caught killers this way before, standing right there, fake crying at the funeral that they caused.
Happy family man, farmer, and well regarded within the community.
That took a man's life.
We'll all miss Michael terribly. I know I'll miss our phone calls the most, as well as that happy feeling that you got when you were with him.
You know, it's fair to say that there's a dark cloud over County Kerry. Why could such a terrible thing happen? Such a fine man. How could anyone do such a terrible thing?
The 20th of March started out as a regular Thursday morning here in Kenmare. Mike Gaine was here at his local Centra buying phone credit. The CCTV camera above the tills captures him as he's leaving the store. Nobody knew at that time that that would be the last recorded image of the local farmer.
So obviously for the extended Gaine family, for his neighbours, his friends, for everybody, it has been a most upsetting and traumatic time. But we would hope that today and from today on, maybe that we're finally going to get the answers that everybody were seeking with such a long period of time.
Now, if you're asking me about the Michael Gaine murder and did the killer attend his funeral, my answer would be hell yeah. Especially if the killer was not Michael Kelley. Michael Gaine was only 56 years old. He was from Ireland. He was a quiet man, kind, loving, loved by his community, loved by his family. But in May of 2024, something terrible happened. Michael was found dead near his farmhouse. Someone had murdered him, and the case quickly became a mystery. The police didn't know who did it at first, but then they arrested a man by the name of Michael Kelley.
We're filming a documentary about Michael Gaine, and I was just wondering if we could ask you how the last couple of weeks have been for you.
This is my lawyer's, the solicitor's office. We're standing in front of my solicitor's office.
Yeah.
And he told me not to talk to you.
Not to talk specifically to us?
Well, to the media.
Were you upset by what happened to Michael Gaine?
Pardon me.
Michael Kelley was only 52 years old. He was an American, he was a Marine, he was from Maine, and he was living in Ireland. He also was a handyman for Michael Gaine. He was questioned and held for 24 hours, but the police had to let him go. They said they didn't have enough proof to keep him. Michael Kelley said he had nothing to do with the murder. In fact, he claimed he was being set up by people in organized crime because of his asylum case in Ireland. So a lot of people are asking, did the person who killed Michael Gaine, did he attend his funeral? Well, it couldn't be Michael Kelley, because if Michael Kelley would have showed up, it would have caused some serious chaos. Imagine the shocked faces. Michael Gaine's family would have been furious. The police might have been watching just in case. It would have been a bold move, almost like daring people to question him again. Right now, the case is still open. Michael Gaine's loved ones, they just want justice. They want to know who did it and why. And the bigger question remains, was the killer hiding in plain sight, even at the funeral? Michael Kelley said during his interview with the Gardaí, they asked him about a chainsaw. News reports say that a chainsaw had been taken as evidence, as the Gardaí believed it might have been used to cut up Michael Gaine's body. Michael Kelley told reporters that the Gardaí had even showed him glossy pictures of a chainsaw. When asked about the theory that Michael Gaine was dismembered using the chainsaw, Michael laughed it off and said it sounded like a horror movie. Pieces of Michael Gaine's body was found in the Slurry tank. The body remains were so tiny that police believe that somebody might have cut them up before putting them into the Slurry tank. Some people have said it was possible that maybe an alligator got into the Slurry tank and broken up the remains, but many experts said that this was unlikely. Because of how small the remains were, Gardaí believed that they were already cut up before they entered the tank. That's why they are focusing so much on the chainsaw. They think it might have been used as a tool to dismember Mr. Michael Gaine's body. There were also rumors that Michael Kelley once worked as a butcher in the United States, which made people wonder if that had anything to do with the way the body was found. When asked, Michael said he worked as a meat cutter, not a butcher. He did that for about 10 years as seasonal work. He explained that cutting meat was about making food look good and taste good. It wasn't about chopping up things the way the police were suggesting. One surprising thing that people learned about Michael Kelley is that he applied for an asylum in Ireland, which was rare for an American citizen. He even got a deportation notice. That raised a lot of questions. It's not common for somebody under an active police investigation to be walking around freely, playing music on the street and giving interviews. Although he hasn't been charged, many people are already suspicious of him. So, oh no, if Michael Kelley is the killer, he couldn't have attended the funeral. But if he is not the killer, the real killer did. Police say they are looking through all the missing persons reports around the country last year and didn't come across any cases quite like Michael Gaine's. They're now doing a peer review of the investigation to learn how criminals might be able to hide or get rid of bodies and how police might improve at catching them. Some people are wondering, why are they doing a peer review right now in the middle of a murder investigation? It's not something that you hear about very often. And it has made a lot of people so very uneasy. Some think the police are trying to figure out what they missed and what they can learn from how things happen. The timing of this review is also very strange. It came around the same time of Michael Gaine's funeral. It felt too soon for some people, especially since the body hadn't even been buried yet. Then there was the funeral itself. It was held in a quiet, peaceful place. But this was a tragedy. It changed everything. The whole community felt shocked and sad. Since Michael went missing, people have been asking a lot of questions, but haven't been getting a lot of answers. Still, like many Irish funerals, the day was about honoring Michael Gaine and giving him back his dignity, even though the truth was still unknown. Now that this peer review caused another distraction for the police, a lot of people are thinking that the peer review slowed them down just a little bit. It might have even caused them to miss another chance to catch the real killer, someone who is hiding in plain sight. Some think the person might have gone to Michael Gaine's funeral just like I do, pretending to be another person grieving. That possibility has left the community feeling uneasy and frustrated, wondering if the review made things worse instead of better. Do you think the killer attended Michael Gaine's funeral? Go ahead and comment below.
Well, what I can say we've done already is we've reviewed all our missing person reports nationally. That was done last year. We found no other suspected homicide cases, so that's the position we're in at the moment. And then following the Michael Gaine's, and in the middle of the Michael Gaine's investigation, we're subjecting that to peer review, because I do think there's learning for us around those who would commit crime and then attempt to dispose of the body, and often are successful in disposing of the body.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.